Hello and welcome all to the 2020 virtual commencement ceremony of the State University of New York at Old Westbury, celebrating the graduation of the class of 2020. I thank the friends and family members of our graduating class who are watching and all those who are associated with our college. Graduates, you have just cleared an enormous hurdle and now stand on the cusp of a dynamic new phase of your lives. And that, my friends, can be both exhilarating and a bit scary at the same time. Exhilarating because no matter what may be going on in the world outside your doors, and perhaps weighing on your mind right now, you finished what you started. You earned a degree from a great college and one of the top university systems in the nation, and no one can ever take that away from you. So you, your family, friends, and all the people so invested in your success have much to be proud of. Yet I completely understand if you feel it's a bit scary too, because unlike any generation since perhaps the Vietnam War, if not World War II, all of you have been thrust unwittingly, and unwillingly for sure, into a world full of chaos. We're living in a time of great disruption in the life of our country. It is a time that has brought grief and financial hardship to the lives of many. A time which I know has dashed the dreams of so many of you who had big plans for starting your lives as young professionals. This coronavirus pandemic presents enormous challenges to you and the daily lives of us all. The inability to be a part of the glorious ritual of walking across the stage at your commencement while your loved ones look on, beaming with pride as they cheer from the stands, is but one example of this. And I understand how disappointing it must be and apologize for the inconvenience. So I want to thank you all for your patience and endurance during what I can only imagine is a moment of great stress for so many of you. But I also want you to understand that despite it all, it is just that, a moment in time. It will pass eventually, and you will have the opportunity to step into a future that only you can control. So as we begin this virtual ceremony, it gives me great pleasure at this time to introduce Miss Shijang Williams, Sydney Williams, Sincere Williams, and Tyler Lene Williams. This group, who call themselves Tracy, will sing the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the brave.
Thank you, ladies. As our own Old Westbury motto states so simply yet elegantly, you now own your future. You see, in earning your diploma today, no matter how long it took or what fashion in which you receive it, you have proven to yourself, above all others, that you have the fortitude, discipline, and ability to achieve whatever you set your mind to, which at this moment in our country's history is perhaps the most important form of knowledge, self-knowledge, gained throughout your journey toward graduation from Old Westbury. Your presence at this virtual commencement today is a victory. It's a victory for you, for your family, for Old Westbury, our state, and our country. All of us eagerly await your emergence as the leaders you are destined to be. But not only that, you are also now taking part in a grand tradition which endures even in these most untraditional times, which relatively few people have the privilege of partaking in: college graduation. Despite all the joy and revelry, a commencement is far more than a party because you finally got your papers. Although I know, it may certainly look and feel that way for many, if not most of you. But it's part of a tradition that goes back to medieval times, when universities started forming in the 12th and 13th centuries. If you examine the graduation process, you will see that it's a three-part cultural tradition, similar in concept to a wedding ceremony. There's an outfit, your graduation cap and gown, worn to distinguish the rites of passage. There's the walking into the ceremony, which symbolizes your transition from a student to a scholar. And lastly, it is the actual transformation that takes place upon receiving your degree and your return to society with a new status. As an aside, you may be wondering about the caps you wear during graduation as part of your regalia. It's widely understood to be called a mortarboard because they resemble a tool used by bricklayers to hold mortar. However, scholars believe the mortarboard is based on the biretta, a similar hat worn by Roman Catholic clergy. The tassel before graduation symbolizes your time as a student. When you move it to the other side, you're confirming your newfound graduate status. Now, I do have a minor confession to make, so as not to mislead you all into thinking the graduation regalia started as this solemn, sacred tradition. The reasons were a bit more practical than that. Students and teachers typically wore clerical clothing because most were studying for the clergy, and most of the instructors were priests and monks. Moreover, on a more practical level, scholars wore long robes and hoods to keep them warm, since the buildings they studied in were unheated. Perhaps some of you can relate. The hoods did, however, symbolize higher intelligence and superiority. And as college graduates, learned people, there are basic values you share with those graduates during medieval times and your new contemporary cohorts. Among them is a belief in science, a belief in the research method and the importance of an hypothesis to prove or disprove an observation. Your college degree is a bit like an annuity or a stock you might buy on the New York Stock Exchange. It appreciates over time. Statistics show the average person with a college degree earns as much as $1 million more throughout their career than a person that does not have one, and about an additional $500,000 with a graduate degree. You have reached an important milestone in your lives, and all involved with this college offer you our sincerest congratulations to the class of 2020. Today, it's a very special day for our institution. More than 1,200 candidates applied for graduation this year, making the class of 2020 one of the largest graduating classes in the history of SUNY Old Westbury. It is customary during commencement exercise at Old Westbury for each of the varied populations that make up our community and our campus to bring greetings to the graduating class. Presenting greetings this morning are SUNY Old Westbury College Council Chair Millie Makajani and SUNY Old Westbury Faculty Senate Chair Dr. Michael Kavik.
Thank you, Dr. Miller, for spearheading this virtual commencement ceremony to honor our well-deserved 2020 graduates. On behalf of the SUNY Old Westbury College Council, let me begin by simply saying congratulations to the class of 2020. Earning a college degree is always a proud moment, and it is an achievement to be celebrated. Doing so in the midst of a pandemic is even more remarkable. You, the 2020 graduates, join an alumni family of more than 31,000 men and women who have gone before them. What all of you have in common now are the roots you've set and degree you earned at SUNY Old Westbury. Since its founding some 55 years ago, this college has been a place where students learn the skills that prepare them for their careers. But that is just the beginning of an Old Westbury education. And for those of you who have overcome obstacles to get here, albeit family, financial, or otherwise, I not only empathize, but I understand. From a very young age, I had to overcome significant obstacles. By the tender age of 16, applying to college, I had already moved 18 times. Statistically, I was not someone who was supposed to succeed. That is why I decided when very young to take charge of my future. I dedicated myself to my education, career, and community. Own your future. That's not just a slogan. It's not just a tagline. It's what you practice, how you live. This degree, it's not the end. It's just the beginning. It's your ticket to a much larger world of opportunities. Opportunities that I hope you seek out, grab a hold of, and ultimately find success. That kind of empowerment is something you create and cannot be taken from you. Take what you've learned here and work hard to make our society a better place. Remember to always self-reflect, help those that need it most, and build the more just world your alma mater prepared you for. To your faculty members, I say, well done. These graduates are further proof that you are the finest collection of intellectuals in the SUNY system. And for family and friends watching this virtual commencement, I and the College Council salute you for the support you've lent to these students as they pursued their studies and the support you will continue to provide as they embark on their careers and lifelong goals. To our graduates, again, I say congratulations for your commitment to excellence. I am confident that you will be the leaders of tomorrow. Own your future, graduates of 2020.
It is such a great honor to address SUNY Old Westbury's class of 2020. I want to begin my remarks to you by citing a high literary source that I think you're all familiar with, which is Dr. Seuss. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have reached an incredible moment of great promise in your life, a moment of great opportunity. But moments like that can come with uncertainty and can cause confusion. You might all remember in the movie The Matrix, there's a scene with a long hallway with many different doors on either side. And going through these different doors can take you to completely different parts of the universe of the Matrix. That is what the moment that you're faced with is like. You are at this moment making choices that are going to affect the rest of your life, and you have so many different paths to choose from. All I want to do is to try to give you a little bit of advice and some things that I've kept in mind that have helped me to navigate the different choices that I've had to make in my life. And I hope that these will be of some great use to you as you go forward and make the difficult choices you're going to be faced with, but also as you face these great moments of excitement and of adventure. I want to remind you that life is not about going from point A to point B. Not everything in life happens in a straight line. There are twists and turns, and there are many different ways to find success and to find happiness. And as you go down that road, remember, don't stare at the top of the mountain and wonder how you're going to get there. Just take it one step at a time. And before you know it, you're going to turn around and see that you're up high, looking down at all the places that you used to be and seeing that you've achieved more than you ever thought you could. Also, there's going to be challenges. You're going to have a lot of bad days, and I want to remind you to not give up. I've known a lot of intelligent people, talented people, people capable of great things technically, people that were very high achievers. But the number one thing that I've seen in people that have reached success, they don't quit. And I want to encourage you as you face your future to not quit. Also, you're going to have times when there are people around you that are telling you you can't do it. They're going to try to define you and tell you what your limitations are. No one knows your limitations. You are capable of such greatness, and you need to be able to set aside the negativity that you may have surrounding you and believe in yourself as you move forward. Remember to always embrace people that may be different than you, that may have a different perspective than you, that may have different opinions than you. You can learn from them, and you can become a more formidable person by engaging with that which is foreign or strange to you. It will become familiar. You will make new friends and find new experiences in ways that you never thought. I know that many of you are focused on finding a great career and making a great salary. It's incredibly important to do that. There's no denying it. But I want to ask you to always bear in mind that you should be following your passion as you follow your career. You will find times and ways to make a living and to earn money, but you will look back and ask, what did I really do with my life? And what were the things that I was most passionate about? And those will be the things that you find the most meaningful. This is a difficult time that we're all facing for our nation, for our campus, for our world. I want to read a quote to you from Abraham Lincoln about another time where we had a lot of national struggle. The struggle of today is not altogether for today, but it is for a vast future also. Your hard work to reach this moment is not just about today, it's about tomorrow. And as hard as these times may be, they'll be that much brighter for the darkness that we've passed through at this time. There are better days coming, and you should know, as you struggled to reach this happy moment, and that struggle made this moment all the sweeter, the struggles that you'll face in your life will ultimately lead you to a better place. Although we've had a difficulty, I want us now to look to that future. I want you to look to that future. I'm a scientist. For those of you who had me in class, you know that I'm an astronomer, and I always am looking to the future, thinking about the future, and I want to mention a few things to you that, believe it or not, are going to happen in your lifetime. Some of these you may not even believe, but as your professor, trust me, you're going to see wonders in your lifetime that you wouldn't believe. These include the development of fusion power. We're going to have in your lifetime the ability to generate unlimited amounts of power, pollution-free, through the use of fusion. Within your lifetime, we're going to reach a point where we no longer need any type of fossil fuel, which has so many bad effects on our environment and on the world around us. Within your lifetime, not only will human beings set foot on the moon again and on Mars, but human beings will go to settle on Mars, will settle on another world within your lifetime. Within your lifetime, believe it or not, we will have the ability to travel, albeit remotely, to other stars. And here's one that's going to shock you. Within your lifetime, I predict, as a professional astronomer, we will find some evidence of extraterrestrial life. Now, that doesn't mean ET. It may be bacterial, it may be of some other form. But what we're finding now in the world of astronomy is that there are more habitable worlds in our galaxy than there are people living in the United States. Yes, that's right. And those are not just planets, they're habitable planets. There are so many wonders that are going to be presented to us and to you as you step into your future. And I want you to know you're going to have the opportunity to engage with all of those. You will have the opportunity if you want to go to space. You'll have the opportunity if you want to set foot on the moon. So for you, in your future at this time, not even the sky is the limit. And so to you, the class of 2020, as you start down the path of your great adventure, know that great things are in store for you. Some hard challenges too, but those you will meet and those you will overcome. As Dr. Seuss said, you will move mountains. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So get on your way. Congratulations, and thank you for spending this time with me.
We are also pleased to have participate in our virtual commencement the leader of the State University of New York. A respected public servant for more than 2 decades, Chancellor Jim Milatris began his tenure at SUNY in September and now leads the largest higher education system in the nation. The first SUNY graduate to become chancellor, he has already brought meaningful leadership and change to our system, including leading the statewide response of SUNY campuses to the COVID-19 pandemic ensuring the safety of students, faculty, and the community along the way. Creating the first ever SUNY Student Voices Committee to advise system leaders on critical student issues. And beginning the development of a SUNY-wide action plan to increase diversity, equity, and inclusion. We now welcome SUNY Chancellor Jim Milatris.
Greetings, Old Westbury graduates. I'm Jim Milatris, Chancellor of the State University of New York. You are now part of a global alumni network that is 3 million strong. Amid the chaos of a pandemic and an academic year like no other, you graduated college, and that is a tremendous achievement. I know it hasn't been easy. You survived the rapid transition to remote learning last spring and moved home at a moment's notice. Some of you boarded planes to rush back from your overseas studies that were suddenly disrupted. All of you braved a final year that was full of uncertainty, with COVID and economic fears, as well as political and racial unrest. You persevered through it all, demonstrating once again that SUNY students are among the most resilient and dedicated in the country. As Malcolm X said, education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. And through it all, a pandemic, economic anxiety, and political upheaval, you persevered and received your passport to that great future. SUNY has unlocked the door of opportunity for all of you. My message to you is this: continue to pay it forward. As SUNY lifted you up, think of others who need to be uplifted. In a world full of uncertainty and trying times, you now have an opportunity to do for others what our great faculty members, staff, and mentors have given you to succeed. Whether you want to be a leader in public service, a small business owner, a researcher in pursuit of a cure for COVID, or an advocate for social justice, you know how to pursue that goal with conviction. You have learned not to let the world happen to you, but instead to face it on your own terms. To use your intelligence, commitment, drive, and vision to create a more just and sustainable world. I am enormously proud to be the chancellor of a system filled with such high-caliber students who overcome adversity in the pursuit of a better life. As time passes, you will look back on 2020 in awe of what you were able to accomplish during this challenging time. And as roadblocks arise, these experiences should offer comfort and reassurance that you can get through anything. Remember, though you may no longer be Old Westbury students, you will always remain a member of the SUNY family. Take that SUNY spirit out into the world and make it a better place. I wish you all the best in this next chapter of your lives. Stay safe and stay well. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chancellor. It is now my pleasure to recognize the excellence of our students. I will begin by acknowledging a student who has achieved much during her collegiate career at Old Westbury. She closed that college career this year having earned the highest honor SUNY Old Westbury bestows, the President's Medal for Scholarship. Ms. Ashley Alvarado is the winner of the 2020 SUNY Old Westbury President's Medal. Ms. Alvarado graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy and Religion and pre-law minor. She completed her studies having earned a 3.89 cumulative grade point average overall, including a 4.0 both in her major and minor. Ashley is the first in her family to be born in the United States and the first in her family to graduate from college. Throughout her 4 years at Old Westbury, Ashley worked to support her educational expenses and help her family. At the same time, she participated in a wide range of activities, highlighting her intellectual achievement and activist scholarship, fully engaging with the Honors College, volunteering on and off campus, exhibiting a leadership role in the Student Government Association, and serving as a student representative on myriad campus-wide committees. For excellence in her studies and her leadership across campus and beyond, Ms. Ashley Alvarado is the 2020 SUNY Old Westbury President's Medal winner. It is now my pleasure to acknowledge the recipients of the 2020 Chancellor's Award for Student Excellence. Only 213 of more than 415,000 SUNY students received the honor this year. 2 were from Old Westbury. Our first awardee is Ms. Emilia Karidi from Seaford, New York, who earned her Bachelor of Arts in Psychology with a social work minor. She was a member of the Honors College, captain of the softball team, founded the Old Westbury chapter of Love Your Mellon, and volunteers in numerous organizations, including Horseability, on the college's campus. The second Chancellor's Award honoree is Ms. Priscilla Ortega, a resident of Amagansett, New York, who graduated with a Bachelor's of Arts degree in Politics, Economics, and Law, and a Public Policy minor. Also a member of the Honors College, she is a self-described activist seeking opportunity when it is not there. Priscilla's campus and community advocacy includes co-founding the Undocumented Student Alliance and raising awareness of the plight of the immigrant community. Congratulations again to these award-winning students. And now, the main reason all are watching, the awarding of the degrees. I now recognize our Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Duncan Quarles, who will formally present the class of 2020 of SUNY Old Westbury. Dr. Quarles?
Dr. Miller, I have the honor of presenting to you the members of the class of 2020 who have been recommended by the faculty to the Board of Trustees to receive the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Arts in Teaching, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Professional Studies, and Bachelor of Science, having already completed all requirements associated with the degree by the end of August 2020. The Board of Trustees has empowered you to confer such degrees on its behalf. I ask you to do so now.
Will all graduation candidates please rise, both master's degree candidates and bachelor's degree candidates? By the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, I declare you, who have completed all the requirements pertinent thereto, admitted to all the rights and privileges of your earned status, and I hereby confer upon you with pleasure the degree of Master of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Arts in Teaching, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Professional Studies, and Bachelor of Science. As graduates, you are now permitted to wear the tassel on the left side of your mortar boards. We will now recognize each graduate by calling their name. When you hear your name and see your slide, be sure to take a photo of it and share it with us on social media using hashtag #OWMade. Recognized first will be those earning graduate degrees, followed by those earning undergraduate degrees. Graduates are being presented in order by the major in which they have earned their degree, and then alphabetically within that major.
Master's students. Accounting. Muhammad Ali. Daniel DeJoseph. Kelly Fairbanks. Yatri Gandhi. Frank Giambruno Jr. Matthew J. Lobiondo. Rothmany Long. Hugh Anthony McNeil Jr. Austin Mooney. Zara Nauman. Molly Patricia O'Rourke. Connor Passetti. Courtney L. Patterson. Kimberly Marie Ponton. Mary M. Sheehan. Javier E. Solis. Samantha R. Spears. Elizabeth R. White. Adolescence Education, Biology, Ryan J. Gendels, Sarah E. Hall, Chelsea Carr, George Dexter Troy Rowe, Adolescence Education, Chemistry, Christopher Agolia, Adolescence Education, English Language Arts, Rachel Aronheim, Adriana Marie Cruz, Nicholas Gerber, Holly Elizabeth Mascolo, Rebecca Rainier, Michelle Wirtz, Emily A. Isagire, Adolescence Education, Math, David W. Manline, Ryan M. Stern, Annette Techverk, Flor Valley, Adolescence Education, Social Studies, Jonathan Abey, Jamie Lynn Buddow, Ashley R. Danzig, Joseph Floor, Jacqueline Giada, Kayla J. Gomez, Peter T. Grogan, Stephen B. Handler, Michael Joseph Kelly, Terrence B. Larkin, Jamie Ellen Larton, Matthew Thomas Liffman, Jackie Mitchell, Stephanie Nicole Musso, Zachary M. Pensa, Tyler Roberts, Joseph Whelan, Adolescence Education, Spanish, Frank J. Falcone, Allison Valeria Gallers, Paula A. Glassman, Daniela A. Zolezi, Forensic Accounting, Nicholas Anzalone, Mila Buryak, Umberto J. DeLuca, Lena V. Garcia, Esma Ali Khan, Michael Gerard Norzer II, Guy Monty, Munitia Sarfraz, Stephanie A. Williams, Antonia Maria Josephine Zappolo, Liberal Studies, Dawn Marie Attard, Daniel Francisco Costera, Philip Michael Griffin, Imani L. Newman, Bruce A. Penn, Literacy Education, Samantha N. Angst, Elizabeth Ray DeJesus, Stephanie Rachel DeLuca, Kristen Danielle DeBari, Nicolette Ann Grima, Shannon Held, Nicole Jillian Joseph, Erica Barbara Castell, Casey O. Krug, Elisa Lamberti, Beatrice Lamidi, Marie E. Moroni Maraglio, Jenny J. Perez, Nicole Petrullo, Kaylee Polinsky, Maria L. Scammell, Niera M. Thompson, Melanie Michelle Towns, Samantha M. Worsbicki, Mental Health Counseling, Leandra Sarah Aristild, Nikki Lee Rose Baldwin, Anne M. Castelluzzo, Emily DiDominica, Angela Christina Ferry, Kevin G. Gianetti, Jamie Lee Gordon, Megan D. Horan, Jonathan Jameson, Eileen Ann Linzer, Noreen Maymore, Michael C. Mailer, Fatima Mahmood, Ayudeji Grace Oloke, Mary Rose Ram, Ashley Siciliano, Kimberly Vivas, Shauna Danielle Walter. Taxation. Marcin Adamczyk. Tatiana Daniela Blandon. Tonisha Foy. Victoria Hernandez. Olha Panchuk. Oscar Eliseo Romero. Joseph A. Shortino. Dean Andrew Valenti. Jacob G. Varagis. Magdalena Zielinska. Undergraduate students. Accounting. Caitlin M. Ahern. Stephanie I. A. Rebeman. Amanda Almonte. Nellie Alvarez. Robert V. Amabile II. Grant Thomas Amato. Keith E. Arnott. Eric Baez. Mariela Baez Almonte. Jennifer A. Bella. Christy A. Benish. Allison Bernstein. Diana Lynn Bertolami. Merle M. Burgos. Brian Thomas Bucettil. Isabel Christina Cadet. Nicholas Edward Campbell. Ashley Canisalis. Yancy Cano Magana. Daniel Soloro. Philip Ciofo. Max Cooperman. Alexandra Nicole Costa. Allison Costa. Marsden Anthony Cummings. Maninder K. Dami. Anurad Dawan. Reginald Dudene. Nadia Dudley. Iris Escobar. Joseph C. Ferber. Matthew J. Felipe. William M. Fisher. Kalilia Sheila Flowers. Corey Freudenberg. Jose A. Garcia. Emily Gongora. Ismael Goral. Jacqueline R. Grant. David Charles Gravely. Brandon Tyler Gross. Edward James Grote. Erin Marie Grupp. Jocelyn Guerra. Indrid Hasrama. Jeanette N. Hurd. Jake Paul Iadanza. Alan J. Iriarty. Benjamin Abiye Jack. Marilyn E. Jacko. Tavanka S. Jayazinga. James B. Colbert. Rachel Lamar. Regina Labasco. Rosa Sharon Magliulo. Sabrina Nicole Magrini. Jenna T. Mangret. Dominic John Milano. Leonardo Martinez. Brian McGeverin. Annie M. Medina. Pedro Isaac Mercado. Agnes Una Mary Montoya. Jeffrey J. Morera. Elizabeth A. Nice. Nelson Nunez. Lucy Olivier. Anna M. Paredes. Phalen O. Partop. Zion Stephen Joseph Patrick. Reynaldo Jr. Pereira Barahona. Stephen Joseph Perez Jr. Jonathan Josue Perez Mendez. Jorge E. Perez Tavera. Mark E. Pierre Lewis. Vera Popovic. Juan J. Portillo Jr. Drake E. Pulitz. Kevin Ramirez. Denny Janeth Reyes. Felipe Antonio Rodriguez. Marcos Salas Alvarez. Kimberly Sanchez. Jennifer A. Shoke. Leonardo Saravalli, Crystal Ivan So, Lainey Souffrant Frias, Andre A. Swan, Nicholas Taylor Tate, Adrian Tavares, Danielle Mariana Thompson, Donovan M. Tiny, Iris M. Torres, Dana Alexandra Umanya, Juan Vasquez, Yufang Yang, Melanie Giselle Zacharias, Fatima Zahid, Adolescence Education Biology, Jessica Yamileth Uceda, Adolescence Education Math, Crystal Thomas, Adolescence Education Social Studies, Island Janet Segovia, Christian I. Tapia Segura, American Studies, Justin Elaine Washington, Brandon Campos, Thomasina Cornetta, Naya S. Halliburton, Ryan Michael Mercer, Suzanne Mombach, Judith Nieves Nunez, Milton De Jesus Perla Montero, Austin Joseph Robinson, Biochemistry, Nelson Jose Uceda, Laura Amethyst Murray, Alfred J. Reyes, Samantha Sanchez, Michelle A. Vasquez, Biological Sciences, Wali Ahmed, Asim Ali Akram, Nimra Ali, Felix Alonso, Mikkel Anya, Jalen R. Benito, Carl Henry Busico, Diana Boozy, Erica Cabañas, Hasten Chan, Joey Chen, Roseanne Sarah Cox, George B. Cruz, Francesca Diaz, George Duamena, Corinne Emile, Lindsay Tamar Eugene, Mohammed A. Farouk, Catherine C. Farrell, Jason R. Farello, Alexander Can Ho Fong, Anordia S. Foster, Dayanara Maria Galan, Kezia Givargis, Sarah Jean Gracia, Fabrice Gillite, Alexandra Taliza Hall, Shannon V. Hartman, Stephanie Hernandez, Tyra Naomi Humphrey, Minal Javid, Deliverance Jenkins, Sandra John, Manjagjit Kalun, Ishpreet Kaur, Jasleen Kaur, Eric B. Carey, Maheen Khan, Andrew Todd Cabrin, William J. Kraft III, Jeffrey Liotto, Bernadine Louis-Jean, Bianca Antonia Furtado Liu, Suman Mahmood, Zarin Mahmood, Princey Matthew, Endora Latonia Moget, Cindy Mejia, Marissa Ashley Malay, Nuran Astrin Murda, Broind Murphy, Ashley Jeanette Onofre Gutierrez, Fabiola Pacheco Valencia, Vishwa Panchal, Misael E. Peña, Shadana Marie Pendleton, Lindsay Ashley Pierre, Asma Rafiq, Kavita Ramcharan, Emily Rose Rodriguez, Shannon Rochelle Rosengarten, Shakina Rousseau, Brianna Hannah Shireen Syed, Stephen Salazar, Bevan Thomas Sam, Mornette Scott, Druveen Shah, Nishi Nilesh Shah, Dora Mercedes Siavice, Fatumata Simpara, Steve A. D. Sproul, Melissa P. Suriel, Makeda S. Sylvan, Christina Triantafilopoulos, Paula A. Valencia, Pragya Wadwani, Marwa Wahid, Jade Warner, Marvin Noel Yanis, Arshia Zaib, Mariam Zara Zaidi, Florizelda Zuniga, Business Administration, Kelvin Y. Aguilar, Mustafa Ali, Joy Alongi, David A. Altenord, Cirilo Renee Aquino, Rebecca Arifakis, Yamelin Esmeralda Asensio, Amber Augustine, Fiorella Gisela Avalos, Lucero Benavides, Lamar A. Boucher, Simone N. Brown, Diamani Bussey, Jennifer Chris Canales, Elodie Charlerin, Catherine Y. Chen, Alamgir Kabir Chowdhury, Mahmoud Nemer Kraid, Kia L. Clark, Akaya Kariel Conliffe, Brendan Malaki Corrigan, O'Neill Cruz, Jonathan A. Destadrazada, Ahad A. Elahi, Leanne Marie Fabricante, Giovanni Franzese, Shania Fribley, Christina Rose Fernari, Danny Alexander Gongora Cordero, Brian James Griffiths, Ivana Hajak, Allison Hanmer, Alexa Higgins, Edward Jose, Joseph W. Keefe, Jr., Joseph A. Kohler, Cassandra Lirio, Alexis Slitterini, Christina McQuithy, Tiana Marcano, Kimberly Maxwell, Cameron Moriano, Justin Nuccio, Francisco A. Orellana, Massimoth Timothy Oak, Nicholas Angelo Palmieri, Paul J. Parkas, Cedric Pompey, Keisha Ragnoth, Marianella Rivas, Angela Roche, Jonathan Ragabir, Ian Rostrup, Nicholas Angelo Ruggiero, Jesse Sadoff, Leroy Samuel III, Lestroy Colin Samuel Jr., Cian Simmons, Jaskirat Singh, Joseph Michael Smith, Abner J. Sordo, Melissa E. Sordo, James Robert Steele, Victoria Tolander, Joral S. Turner, Michelle Umanya Lopez, Elizabeth Ann Violo, Robert Ryan Whelan, Brandon Williams Lambert, Chemistry, Christian O. Damore, Simran S. Dami, Ramona Henry, Jezebel Lopez, Moses Mosen, Jalissa Londi Worthen, Childhood Education. Danielle C. Alzate, Anastasia Andrianova, Melisa Batista, Morella Susan Cabrera, Chelsea Kakamo, Jada Carrion, Megan Chalker, Hannah Choi, Alexa M. Semino, Modupe Elizabeth Coker, Chantel Ivana Coleman, Jordan Kayla Debro, Kayla M. Davidson, Krista Maria DiNapoli, Lauren Hebron, Jessica Helbeck, Ashley Alexis Hendricks, Corin Isabel Hernandez, Catherine Hess, Afia Taranum Husseini, Monique D. Joseph, Shedine Abigail Justin, Ashley Kisundiel, Erin Margaret Kless, Brittany Erin Lukens, Kelly Ann Mancuso, Diana Marcantonio, Caitlin Michelle Milne, Gregory Mitchell, Alize S. Mohammed, Samantha Morales, Adrian Moise, Sandy Perlin, Sarah Jean Piccioni, Vincent M. Porcaro, Emily Rommel, Elizabeth Royan, Gabrielle Simone Sedano, Alexandra Tolentino, Jenna Van Brunt, Tierra M. Vivican, Brianna Lee Warschauer, Janelle O. Williams. Childhood Education extended to bilingual education. Quishiana Kahisha Aguilar, Jocelyn Buestan Vega, Dinora Maritza Caceres, Talisa Lucilina Cantos, Jessica Areli Castro Martinez, Maciel J. Delgado, Maribel Flores, Manuela Hurtado Galvez, Elizabeth Lanes, Yvette A. Leyva, Michelle Elizabeth Pays, Brenda Marary Vieira Rodriguez, Comparative Humanities, Computer and Information Science, Richard Thomas Armstrong, Harmeet S. Beatty, Haojun Tsai, Ian James Charrett Dykes, Joseph A. Charavino, Kyle Coltolino, Zachary Dorsonville, Zaid Javade, Nikru Jourdain, Mobeen M. Kamal, Atsushi Jack Morimoto, Dominic Joseph Lamonaco, Yufan Liu, Matthew Maltese, Caitlin McElhinney, Kyle O'Connor, Tyler Jovan Paris, Kwesi Amani Qualis, Ivana A. Salvaco, Pawanjat Singh, Tyler Lawrence Smith, Terrence L. Teal, Sarthak Thakur, Hussein Zaidi, Criminology, Jessica S. Ali, Melissa Andrea Augustine, Angela Bassi, Andrew Daniel Black, Jelana K. Blay, Shanika T. Butler, Shakima Campbell, Stephanie Cardenas, Hannah Lynn Carlson, Asada Cisse, John I. Kutane, Daniel N. Kukuza, Chanel N. Culver, Jason Davey, Anthony Joseph DiGirolamo, Jr., Shannon Victoria Doherty, Kevin William Driscoll, Dason Akio Duviela, Alexandria Simba Elliott, Johanna Melissa Escobar, Leslie J. Escobar, Brett M. Fontana, Ephraim Fontanet, Tanisha Ebony Ford, Brittany A. Fulton, Everton Roy Gibson, Jr., Jelaine Linda Grubbs, Maybelline S. Hernandez, Elizabeth J. Hildebrandt, Priscilla Hinson, Christy Hoffman, Justin Hutchinson, Ashley Jennifer Johnson, Danielle Francesco LaRocca, Jr., Heather Liebman, Stephen Locurcio, Ivana I. Lopez, Yovan Manning, Jared Dwayne Marrow, Jason Christopher Mayard, Robert McKeon, Curtis E. McLaurin, John E. Mejia, Mitchell Y. Mensa, Hector E. Miniel, Victoria Lynn Mitacchioni, Christine Marie Morgan, Kayla R. Napolitano, Brandon Peter Nascimento, Natasha Zonda Newsom, Kara Marissa Normile, Anastasia Panasenko, Tara Parzik, Geraldine Pena, Jordan Emilio Perez, Brianna N. Phillip, Maurice G. Pilgrim, Chavin C. Ricks, Luis H. Rodriguez, Ashley Marie Rojas, Kaylin Romano, Roque Rosa, Aram Salman, Alec W. Schwartz, Stacy Christina Simos, Stephen Ezekiel Talarius Rodriguez, Jonathan Malik Tanico, Nadalyn Vargas, Tori Walton, Tiana Robin Williams, Kayla Marie Wilson, Kaya Wiltshire Ogunlana, English, Caroline Tidilayo Adeoye, Christina Carrie Ananchua Brown, Noah N. Andriella, Nicole Danielle Omick, Karen Beyer, Chastity Bowen, Jean-Marc Bruno, Veronica L. Burke, Delaney Shea Callahan, Danielle Angela Corsi, Maya Aaron Dixon, Marva Dudley Adams, Tizia Fleming, Skylin A. Lords Francois, Megan Elaine Gasparini, Jenna N. Gerb, Robert Giovanni Gigante, Hannah Faith Grenier, Luke Esmail Hussan, Sarah Elizabeth Kaufman, Anne Marie Kirpata, Marie Lameda, Stephen Brent Lasker, Danelle Latoya Lawson, Dominique Marie Lewin, Jordan Lindeman, Kieran Lonergan, Tuba Malik, Julia McGrath, Neve Aislinn Mohan, Catherine Monahan, Jillian N. Nixon, Joseph Allen Pernice, Carmela Perrone, Amanda Rose Pisano, Natalia Pamela Villamar Planas, Haiti Elizabeth Ruiz, Katie Santiago, Ariel D. Sinclair, John Paul Venn, Danielle N. Ventrone, Cindy Villatoro, Taylor Williams, Danielle Wise, Ashley Carmel Zambrano, Angelica M. Zuccaro, Finance, Nida Abbas, Tanya A. Afridi, Karen Ayar, Stephen Astudillo, Edward Anthony Bellardo, Manjalik Belazaire, Matthew Ryan Bohenick, Kaylin Boswell, Matthew D. Broly, Shaniqua Butts, Maria J. Cabrera Vargas, Jamie J. Castillo, Claudia Cham, Ridwan Chowdhury, Seaton James Cole, William Joseph Colvin III, Petrit Dreshai, Jason Carlos Espinal, Kristen Gepfert, Emily Ann Jansen, Harsirat K. Kohli, Michael Kazalka, Aiza Mahmood, Alberto Matsura, Arslan Murtaza, James M. Necker, Wong Trong Viet Nguyen, Marissa Elizabeth Nunez, Hunter Evan Abshatko, Brandon Oliveira, Ralph Olivier, Alicia Outlaw, Hiran Gandalal Patel, Andrew Cordes Payne, Bilal Nadim Razi, Hector Estuardo Recinos Herrera, Alden Reed, Kyle Jared Richardson, Tiara M. Sadler, Benjamin Kaller Saji, Jasmine V. Santos, Nicholas A. Salvaggio, Anthony G. Sikari, Arvinder Singh, Karan Puneet Singh, Hunter Daniel Starzi, Anna Belen Toledo, Rohit Vashishta, General Studies, Jamaris Acuna, Nicole Taylor Beloga, Michael Bernard Benjamin, Max Patrick Doherty, Anais Figueroa, Joseph Frasca, Robert Andrew Germano, William Thomas Higgins V, Aya Karain Holland, Shanice Izivbizua, Jenny H. Jean-Baptiste, Stephen Genty, Zaire Donzel Johnson, Serafina Joseph, Ingrid A. Lopez, Lara Mikowitz, Aisha Farouk Nakvi, Bailey M. Negrin, Monica Rye, Alyssa Nicole Rogers, Whistleen St. Ville, Rose Salucci, Kristen A. Smith O'Neill, Ramika Ivyline Watkis, Lauren N. Weinblatt, Michael A. Wells, Rashida Williams, Health and Society, Mushta Afganzada, Abdul Nazif Agoro, Kevin S. Aguilar, Imran K. Ali, Frankie Alston, Oluchi Ama, Doris J. Arias Bonilla, Danae Armstrong, Amanda Cheryl Augustine, Barbara A. Bauman, Gerard Michael Benfield, Sarah Billu. Kiya S. Brown Smalls, Fiola Charles. Renee Temisia Clark, Tony N. Coley. Kaylee Love de Jesus, Dimitri DeVario. Anissa L. Dorvalis, Shannon Duffy. Diana E. Duvivier, Deshay Edwards. Olubusola O. Fubemi, Raquel Findlater. Masire Fofana. Gina M. Graysheimer, Tiffany Amelia Gray. Brittany Brianna Hart, Shanna K. Heaven. Akeelia Henry. Zareen Hossein. Benesis Infante. Tamara Jean. Ariane Michelle Jean-Francois. Andrea P. Johnson. Gabrielle A. Johnson. Marjorie Joseph. Rebecca Cavanzira. Frida Paula Kumakolo. Yanni Lucelo. Niall A. Doyley Lynch. Alana Nicole Mara Henry. Joshi W. Matheson. Caitlin Rose McSorley. Asine Mitchell King. Karis S. Moore. Megan Moore. Shasa K. Morgan. Stacy Ann Noreen. Miriam Charity Noel. Dylan Thomas O'Shea. Olawatobi Oyukoya. Whitney K. Pierre. Cheryl M. Purbu. Vanya Grizal Rivadeneira. Brianna Rivera. Kimberly Christine Roberts. Angelica Michelle Rojas. Jessica P. Ruiz. Erin Marie Ryback. Ravneet Sani. Letitia Tamara Sanchez. Abena Serwa Tutu. John Sherlock. Parwinder Singh. Luis Solano. Abiathar N. Swansea Yamson. Nancy M. Torres. Carolyn A. Turnier. Stasia Ann Vales. Isaiah Michael Venning. Aaliyah K. White. Deirdre Renee Williams. Crystal Leonora Wong. Sadaf Yuzafi. Joanna Zaborowski. History. Hekmat Naomi Alizai. Julianne E. Altener. Andrew J. Alves. Leanna Rose Benish. Neil Elliott Berger. Daniel Berkowitz. Cynthia Alexis Kathleen Betances. Elena Marie Citarella. Brian Cooper. Benjamin A. Corius. Nyla Nicole Cunningham. Thomas Paul Ferrone. Patrick Finley. Nellie Guzman. Connor Joseph Harper. Mendel Johnson. Brian Paul Kretz. Natalie Gabrielle Louis-Saint. Spiros Andrew Markopoulos. Woodrow Wilson Mendoza Oyola. Abigail R. Mincone. Nicolaus C. Nancis. James Michael Normile. Allison Elizabeth O'Brien. Caitlin R. O'Keefe. Olufumalayo Victoria Olukebon. Anthony Panto. Christopher Pasquarelli. Sean T. Prendergast. Brandon James Rivero. Daniel E. Sanabria. Zulma Yesenia Saravia, Aline Dawn Samara, Kyle T. Theobald, Catherine Ann Tignetti, Sam Tull, Armini Tangana Wilkins, Industrial and Labor Relations, Jera Alexandra Abreu, Nelisa Arkward, Tristan Brown, Danielle Marie Castronovo, Cassandra Marie Chandler, Lorenzo Cusimano, Deshawn Ellerby, Ogunakevwe Danielle Ayaba, Roana Riva Farquhar, Veronica Flores, Michelle Ann Green, Garrett Michael Gullickson, Vicenta Andrizali Jimenez, Stephen D. Lapine, Marissa Janelle Lane, Emiko Matthews, Randall J. Rodriguez, Mandeep Kaur Sahansra, Harmanpreet Singh, Selena Marie Valentine, Liberal Arts, Albert Emmanuel Belcher, Jr., Nikki Jenna Berkowitz, Tiffany Ashley Rodriguez, Abigail Camille Waldron, Management Information Systems, Stephen D. Omick, Roland Diamond Carler, Ariana Holder, Muk-Ali Jean Marie, Purnapranya Kulkarni, Efren Eduardo Martinez, Neville W. Pond, Jr., Matthew Ramsarup, Yancy Ulisse, Grace Ann Wilson, Marketing, Christelle R. Albert, Cliff Bleck, Cardam Brown, Diane R. Coonan-Taylor, Samir Dar, Raquel N. DeLeo, Alex Dupkin, Eder Estrada, Brianna Fitzgerald, Lisa B. Foreman, Nathan James Hamill, Carla P. Juarez, Zinnia Conan, Alyssa Lapine, Eric Mullen, Carrie F. Monahan, Lacey Pietruskowitz, Hamza Razi, Danielle Roach, Kwamia Anye Robinson, Angelica Kamangang Santiago, Cara Thomas, Christina Adriana Trochet, Ashley Nicole Walter, Mathematics, Nicole Beauchamps, DeWarlin Collado, Gabrielle Dominique Cudjoe, Jennifer Diaz, Stephen Fiore, Imani Grant, Uchechukwu Irebu, John Benet Johnson, Sagar Lamba, Muniza Mahmood, Alicia Nunez, Heather Delana Russell, Amanda Page Scott Oniton, Cameron Kian Sykes, Tony-Ann B. Wallace, Brandon Richard Wilson, Wilson Zhang, Media and Communications, Kayla Marie Alakeen, Alyssa Allwood, Marvin Omar Argueta, Samuel Adebayo Olarawaju Ariyibi, Jack Bobby Black Jr., Craig William Boyarsky, Joseph Boomer, Kyle Brodsky, Maxwell S. Brown, Christopher Burkett, Enoch Bird, Louis William Kakachi, Malachi Clark, Richard Concepcion, Janeara D. Costello, Ayn Crump, Lauren Elizabeth De Leon, Brian Joseph Luna de Caldas, Christina Mary DeSantis, Joelle Marie de Rosers, Michael C. Devlin, Alyssa M. Edwards, Travis S. Ferguson, Patricia Maria Fernandez, James Anthony Fleccia, Joseph Michael Fryman, Crystal M. Garces, Michael Gerard Gooden, James Charles Griffo, Nathan St. Matthew Gunter, Jose Gutierrez, Samantha Hoje, Tamia Hubbard, Marco Ianelli, Brandon Johnson, Kala Johnson, Saborni I. Judge, Nikki Christina Calapazis, Harpreet Kaur, David S. K., Brendan D. LaRaja, Eric Landro, Elijah O. Lee, Jamie Alyssa Levine, Greg L. Mandel, Alejandro Mateo, Sean R. McCarran, Jake McCoy, Dean Meyer, Jalen Michael, Nicholas Mott, Molly O'Callahan, Jacob Isaiah Perez, Mark Perino, Derby Pierre Lewis, Diana Marie Pignatelli, Brian H. Ramanand, Jonathan Ramos, Jonathan Ruiz, Amna K. Saeed, Jennifer Sedana, Lauren A. Smith, Stephen Christopher Spiegel, James Spinelli, Victoria W. Turoff, Eric John Unkrich, Matthew Richard Welsh, Khalil I. Wilson, Kevin J. Worth, Georgine Noel Zagarino, Philosophy and Religion, Ashley R. Alvarado, Hope Dukes, Matthew Paul Illicete, James T. Lallier, Adrian D. Reed, Tiffany Sierra, Anthony J. West, Politics, Economics, and Law, Camilla V. Acuna, Faraz Mohammed Aleem, Alicia Allen, Rosemarie Allen, Alexa Natalia Allwood, Anam Arshad, Genesis Betancourt, Douglas G. Bishop, Andres Manuel Cabrera, Dylan Kane, Zena Nemmer Crade, Dejiana A. Claiborne, Francis J. Connolly Jr., Mariah Janelle Dash, Amanda Michelle DiLorenzo, Elodie Jose Diaz Torres, Zachary Dichter, Eamon J. Duran, Finian T. Eisenhower Murati, Rishma Farid Ahmad, Carla Garcia, Kayla M. Garcia, Robert J. Gravano, Rain Kim Hepwalohaule Griffin, Cheryl Makeda Haggood, Matthew D. Hairston, Amina M. Hassan, Basil Hatum, Dexter Dwight Hedgepath, Corianne Andrea Herrera, Michael A. Ianelli, Easy Itua, Ashanti Elizabeth Jameson, Kalitha Jeter, Oliver David Jordan, Samantha La Caruba, Judith Lacoste, Tommy Lewis III, Ser Mahmood, Adil Majid, Yanelis V. Martinez, Julius McFadden, Andrea J. Mendez, Lizette A. Merlos, Samia Tainia Mitchell Ramos, Elijah S. Mohammed Jr., Kimberly N. Omezi, Kiara Ortega, Priscilla M. Ortega Munoz, Andrew Para, Kayla Ariel Paul, Ruthuria Pierre, Brianna T. Perello, Ilana R. Portnoy, Michael Gennady Roach, Vivian Catherine Davis Rizdick, Jeffrey Santelli, Javon J. Spencer Newell, Danielle Susan Spazial, Alexa Rose Syracuse, Mary Stella Verrier, Janae Dominique Worthen, Professional Studies, Dylan Joseph Adams, Vanessa O. Aguilar, Jordan Alexander, Helena N. Arnold, Crystal D. Bellamy, Yolanda M. Billingsley, Sean V. Birtles, Tanisha N. Boyd, Alyssa Bowie, Sage A. Casillas, Matthew James DeSantis, Jarek Julio Dabladillo, John Luke Falcone, Richard Ajapong Forquo, Zhangpeng Fu, Tewana L. Gray, Glenn A. Johnson, Shahriar Kabir, Robert Gordon Kaufman, Reza Assam Khan, Veronica Levins Saraski, Ryan H. Levy, Wilson Martinez, Michael J. McDonnell, Vanessa Mendez, Ashley Mendoza, Abelardo E. Murillo, Edgar Murillo, Oscar Eduardo Ramirez, Cindy M. Rompersad Phillips, Stephanie Salazar, Eric H. Sargent, Ashley Serrata, Sudesh Shinath, Raven Alexis Singleton, Elmer O. Sosa, Shalita K. Tavares, Abrima Torre, Courtney Williams, Psychology, Asiya N. Abdul Karim, Donatella Acosta de Mola, David Wayne Adman, Isra Ahmed, Nashra Ahmed, Tasnim Ahmed, Jaleel L. Kelly Alala, Evelyn Aleo, Nadia Ami Arkward, Clara D. Arnado, Rabil Atif, Karen Avila, Hina Qayyum Bhatti, Rose Burley Christelle Biro, Lark Alice Bishop, Karina J. Bonilla, Mara Y. Bonilla, Alvaro Brandt, Nichelle Brianna Burrell, Margarita Canales, Samoin Alice Canty, Johanli Capellan, Sapna P. Cariappa, Emilia Eve Karidi, Jada Neri Carasquillo, Kayla Casimir, Pablo D. Castellon Rojas, Elizabeth E. Castro, Jonathan Philip Chenacatu, Jonathan Chester, Maya B. Chiusa, Emma V. Colbin, Martin F. Cordero, Ajayi Ieoki Cox, Kelly Ann Cross, Michael Daniel, Ashley Darcy, Melissa C. Davis, Jidal De Leon, Gabriela M. De Peña, Felicia De Jesus, Rebecca Antoinette Dennis, Chamka Destina, Tyreek Dixon, Damaris Negroni, Champana Dubik, Chantel P. Eady, Jennifer J. Island, Dzavia Evans, Chanel C. Evans, Sheila Catherine Fernandez, Shiana Flowers, Samantha Elizabeth Fontana, Freniris Mercedes Fortunato, Diamond Nicole Gaither, Samantha Renee Galarza, Paulina V. Garcia, Jacqueline Marie Gonçalves, Carolina Ann Marie Guastella, Kylan Gutierrez, Natalie Marie Gutierrez, Zachary I. Harkinish Murray, Cyan Angelica Marie Harris, Sarah Elizabeth Hauser, Erica Javon Henderson, Emily E. Hernandez, Orlani A. Hernandez, Lucas John Hess, John Hickey, Kian Tamara Horsford, Amara Hussein, Aisha Hussein, Tiana Hyatt, Myra Adrian Hippolyte, Shireen A. Ibrahim, Corin Nicole Ingui, Victoria Jacobson, Aisha James, Kayla B. Jenneret, Brianna Jenkins, Janae S. Johnson, Kyron Craig Johnson, Gurinder Kaur, Rajbir Kaur, Nicole M. Kelleher, Jason Kiemelman, Anissa Khan, Eric Knierim, Samantha Koches, Miles H. Corman, Rosalie Margaret Laferno, Gabrielle Lamano, Leanne Lisnoff, Vince Mihal London, Oscar Eduardo Lopez, Kirsten P. Lynch, Ashley R. Mack, Antonetta K. Martin, Katarine Isabel Martinez, Brittany S. McLean, Gina L. Memos, Liasia K. S. Millage, Sagar Shukriya Momand, Valentina Naula, Sarah Newman, Joseph Christopher Nicosia, Chibuzo Nadi, Rodri Noel, Jessica E. Orens, Jake Adamano, Stephanie Alyssa Overbeck, Kiera Peña, Julie Ann Perallo, Dijine Mia Petitclerc, Scarlett Mabel Pimentel Amador, Joseph Piper, Shakira Pittman, Brianna Palacastro, Hannah Leah Pollard, Valeria A. Polo Rodriguez, Daniel Joseph Priest, Denise E. Quintanilla, Danielle Marie Regano, Jessica Rios, Paula Rodriguez, Sonia L. Rogers, Nicole Romano, Ricardo A. Romero, Kalina Romalaru, Stefano Rossi, Wilmer N. Sabala Bonilla, Christopher P. Sartoris, Jessica M. Schneidmuller, Roshan K. Scott, Diana C. Sessoms, Raikumari Soprasad, Zara Sheikh, Simra S. Siddiqui, Simranjeet Singh, Kiana R. Smalls, Chetzain G. Smith, Mark Lewis Spector, Amanda Jean Spinelli, Nicole B. Spolstra, Trisha L. Staub, Courtney I. Steensma, Heather Suarez, Hope A. Taberski, Robert C. Valdez, Erica L. Velasquez, Andrea J. Velasquez, Sabrina L. Vitarelli Ernst, Komal Wadwa, Rebecca Warschauer, Sabah Warsi, Jonal Watson, Raven Selena White, Nairobi Sunshine Whiting, Dana Gail Wiener, Bram Wiseman, Mohammed Arib Yassin, Caitlin Zaldivar, Sarah Zapata, Kyreli Marguerite Zinnel, Sociology, Tyra Aisha Bellings, Perla Benia, Kalesha D. Brownson, Alexa Cassio, Jacqueline Catapano, Sheridian Cortez Mendez, Georgina Crino, Valerie Suzanne Culkin, Stephanie Marie Dominguez, Adriana L. Dunn, Shaynek Edmondson, Dominique Chantel Edwards Chavis, Randy Ficklin, Deandra Galvin, Danielle Gambardella, Morella N. R. Gilhuli, Nicole Harrison, Tierra Monet Hendricks, Carla Maria Hernandez, Paulo Estuardo Hernandez, Joel K. Jose, Aminata Keita, Aaron T. Kerwin, Brianna N. Cottrell, Lourdes Marie Lopez, Anesha Sheena Maxwell, Brianna Murray, Caitlin Quinn, Asia Darcel Richburg, Rosemarie Rodriguez, Diana Romero, Jessica Mary Schwartz, James John Stringer, Josephine Thomas, Tamisha A. Thompson, Shanita J. Trice, Stephanie M. Sagley, Brianna Tiley, Dioris A. Valerio, Yvette Yahara Velasquez, Davida Janae Warren, Joseph Frank Yamond, Spanish Language, Hispanic Literature and Culture, Yavani F. Acosta, Samantha Lilibeth Artiaga, Monica A. Aquila, Giuseppe Coppola, Leslie Anais Diaz, Natalie Elkely, Jason A. Guzman, Sabrina Lee, Karina M. Lopez, Janet Marrero, Vanessa Mendoza, Grixon Morera, Brayley Rosario, Mariana L. Sanchez, Tiffany Grace Shaw, Armando Umanya, Esther Zavala. Special Education Extended to Bilingual Education, Christian Beleza. Special Education with Childhood Education, Joshua Lee Barrett, Alexis Caraballo, Olivia Renee Conrad, Charles Ross Deneroff, Alyssa Natalie Fusco, Marissa Marie Garner, Taylor L. Guarneri, Lara Nicole Hirschman, Ebony R. Jones, Brenna Bradfield, Caitlin Eileen McCarthy, Esmerlyn B. Morel Torres, Shannon R. Obuchowski, Kimberly F. Oliveira, Colleen Petranos, Ashley Joy Pfeffer, Alexa B. Pianto, Emily Podlaski, Adriana Danielle Raskin, Stephanie Reinertsen, Jacqueline Lisette Rivas, Brianna Rullen, Taylor Schmidt, Hope R. Sicutella, Loriana Marie Sforza, Rhiannon Ashley Seek, Nicole M. Securik, Erin Jane Smith, Elaine Tavares, Anna Lee Wern, Visual Arts, Emily Ann Sorella, Marilee Jennifer Corniel, Carolyn Crowley, Jennifer Cruz Guevara, Figan Fidaleolu, Julia Ferran, Kelly Ann Kiernan, Fiona Nikita Lee, Kaylin Grace Leopold, Audrey Ella Malone, Madeline Matos, Angelica Rose Miller, Nicole Nitz, Joshua Kane Olson, Mariana Rose Ospina, Antonio Romano, Jason Chan, Daniel Tobin, Stephanie Ariel Villacreses, Visual Arts Electronic Media, Molly Boner, Luis Ruben Diaz, Azhar Leacock Thomas, Robert Levine, Jonathan F. Lorenzo, Raven Lozada.
My congratulations once again to the graduates. The role of this college was to prepare you for the future, so you can face the new challenges of our global society. With your diplomas in hand, you will continue forward in what is an ever-changing world, a world that stands in desperate need of your knowledge, your passion, and your energy. Quite frankly, to turn this country around and make it the kind of nation you deserve, we're going to need your energy, your passion, your newly acquired skills, and sense of purpose if we're ever to get back on track. And I do not doubt that your old Westbury education has prepared you to face such a challenge. You've already demonstrated that you are fearless and you are fierce. You know what success means to you. So yes, these are daunting times, but times full of possibilities. And please know that adversity has been the hallmark of many, many great people. Most importantly, you have the power to rebuild confidence in our nation. And with your old Westbury degrees, you can all make a difference in improving this country and world for all of us. As we close, I'd like to offer some words of thanks. First, let me thank the dedicated men and women of the SUNY Old Westbury faculty and staff who are the embodiment of this institution. The work they do every day makes celebrations like this possible. Nor would anyone's graduation be possible without the support, emotional, spiritual, and financial, of the families and loved ones of the members of the class of 2020. To the mothers, fathers, sisters and brothers, spouses, and children, to each and every loved one who supported someone who graduates today, thank you. Graduates, this brings to an end our 2020 virtual commencement. I am confident that your professors have taught you well and that you are ready to tackle life's challenges. Frankly, with the ongoing pandemic, you already are tackling new challenges every day. So as you go forward, please know that your alma mater is here for you. Be smart, be safe, be active, and own your futures. Thank you all for joining us for this virtual commencement. And one last time, congratulations to the class of 2020.